you're anything like me, you love your space to reflect what you love. And for us sewists, that usually means a few fun sewing themed things. So today I've pulled together 10 unique sewing themed gifts that you'll actually want, or the sewist you're shopping for will want, and not the same old ideas you've seen everywhere. I've broken everything into 3 mini sections so it's super easy to browse, and one of the items on this list I'm so excited to share with you, so stick around for that. And don't worry, I've already linked everything for you down in the description below, so you don't have to hunt for a single thing. Hi, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Victoria, and I help you sew practical, stylish accessories that are ready for real life and real adventures. Let's dive in. First up, sewing jewelry. One of the easiest ways to wear your identity as a sewist without saying a word. I actually have 2 different styles of sewing jewelry, and both were gifts, which I think says a lot about how personal and thoughtful this category can be. One of my favorites is this little silver sewing machine necklace and earring set I'm wearing. I hadn't seen it anywhere, and my parents surprised me with it simply because they know I love sewing. It felt really meaningful because it wasn't something that I had asked for. It was just them saying, "We know you." And I also have this fun pair of red sewing machine earrings, which I spotted and immediately put on my gift list. So whether you're into the simple classic look or something a little bit more playful, sewing jewelry comes in a ton of different styles. It's an easy, everyday way to show your personality with so many options to choose from. Next up is sewing themed t-shirts. I have 2 that I love. This blue one that lists the things I do in my spare time, like buying fabric and rearranging fabric. And this other one that says the best antidepressant is a sewing machine and a room full of fabric. There are so many colors, sayings, and designs out there. So this is another really easy way to show your sewing personality. I don't actually own any sewing themed socks, but I really want some. I'm one of those people who loves novelty socks. I've got socks with ice skates, puffins, sheep, all kinds of cute things. So, sewing themed socks seems like the next obvious step for me. I found this adorable pair with vintage sewing machines on them, and I also came across this whole set of 12 different sewing themed socks in all different colors and designs. So, if you're a sock person like I am, this is such a fun little gift idea. And these are just a couple of the ones that I've had my eye on. The next thing is a sewing machine phone case, and this is actually something that I bought for myself. My old case had purple flowers on it, which I love, but I wanted something that felt like even more me. So I ended up getting this one with a sewing machine and little notions on it. It's also really well made. It has the raised lip around the screen and the thicker corner bumpers for shock absorption. And it's held up really well through the normal little drops that happen in everyday life. So if you've ever wanted your phone to reflect your hobby a little more, this is a fun and practical way to do it. Next is this little sewing machine flash drive, which is honestly just adorable. This one is just 32 gigabytes, so it's not meant to store your entire life. But it's perfect for keeping a few things separate or giving yourself a little extra backup for something important. I keep my paid products on it as a second backup, and it works great for that. It's functional, but mostly just fun. And there's even a little rotary cutter version if you want a different option. The next is sewing themed sticky notes, and this is another wish list item for me. I love little themed sticky note sets. I have a few from a couple other hobbies, and they're really fun and surprisingly practical. I found this retro sewing set that comes as a little booklet, and inside it has everything. Page marker tabs and smaller sticky notes shaped like measuring tape, thread spools, fabric and buttons, and a larger sewing themed tab when you need to jot down more. It's compact, cute, and useful for 100 different things, which is why this one immediately went on my wish list. Next is this sewing themed bookmark that I've had my eye on. It's a flat, silver, stainless steel bookmark that says, "May your bobbin always be full." And it has a little sewing machine charm attached by a small chain. It basically matches my necklace, which I love. If you read and sew, this one is kind of an obvious choice. There are lots of variations of bookmarks out there, but this is the one that made it onto my list. Next are these sewing machine bookends, which are another gift and one of my favorites. They're made from that classic vintage sewing machine design, and they're actually quite heavy, so they do a great job of holding up your books. Whether you've got bookshelves full of books or just keep a few sewing reference books handy, these make such a fun and high quality accent piece. Now before we jump into our final section, if you're enjoying this, please like the video and subscribe for more practical sewing content each week. And don't forget, everything that I've mentioned today is linked below for your convenience. I've also linked more sewing themed gift ideas in my Amazon storefront, linked below, if you'd like extra inspiration. Also, my shop is running an early Black Friday sale right now. 20% off site-wide today, November 22nd, through Wednesday at midnight, November 26th. This is the biggest discount I'll be offering, so if you had your eyes on any of my patterns or printables, now's the time to grab them. Now onto our last section. Next is the sewing themed puzzle, which I think is the perfect gift for yourself or for anyone who loves cozy indoor activities, especially during winter when you're not outside as much. I personally love doing puzzles during the winter, and a sewing themed one is perfect. Now this is another wish list item for me, but I found one I absolutely love. It has a vintage sewing machine on a cabinet with thread spools, notions, and flowers. Lots of soft pinks and a really feminine vintage feel. But there are so many designs out there, you can easily find one that fits your style. Now the last item on this list is extra special. It's a sewing themed coloring book that I made for you. I've been working on it for weeks and it's finally ready for cozy season. If you're anything like me, you probably don't do as much coloring in the summer because you're always outside. But once winter hits and you're indoors more, it becomes the perfect quiet activity. And sewing themed pages just make it that much more fun. The book has over 30 8.5 by 11-inch pages, and every page is something that I created myself. Some from my own sewing photos that you'll probably recognize, some from illustrations and elements that I built, and some with inspirational sayings that really reflect my brand and the way I think about sewing. Nothing here is stock or generic. It's all designed to feel like me and to encourage you as you create. I'm offering it both as a digital download and as a physical print-on-demand version if you prefer to have an actual bound book to color in. So if you love coloring or you just want a creative way to relax with something sewing themed, this is a really fun one to treat yourself to. And it's a great way to support me as a creator. Now, if you want more holiday sewing ideas, check out these two videos. See you next time. Bye.